Welcome to the Travel Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Aylin Blanco. I interview successful industry professionals and share my personal journey to becoming a travel agent. The show is for aspiring travel agents and travel professionals at every level. My mission is to uncover the universal keys to thrive in this business. Join me as I take a closer look into the life of a travel agent. Happy New Year again, and welcome to another episode of the Travel Agent Podcast. Before we get into the fantastic interview with Nikita, I really wanted to give you an overview of where the podcast is going, the future of the Travel Agent Podcast. When I first started the podcast, it was truly about listening to the stories of travel professionals and kind of extracting the keys and the best practices that they use to become successful. And in that process, I realized that I also needed to bring on experts that can give you actionable items that you can use right away to start moving your business in the direction of what success looks like for you. I realize as I'm building my business that being an entrepreneur in itself is difficult, and there's so many different hats that we have to wear, and we can't be an expert at each of them, but we can get good at different aspects that will definitely help reach our ideal client. And reaching our ideal client and attracting our ideal client is what actually moves us into the right direction. I am here right alongside you, building my business as well. I've only been in the industry for a year and a half, and it is a difficult task to do all of the things and check all of the boxes. And I want to just make it a little bit easier for us all. And so this year, it's not just going to be about the stories. It's going to be about how to build a business. And with that, let's get on with the episode. Today, we are going to get into the details of social media. And we have a fantastic guest, and she is going to introduce herself.
How are you guys? I'm so excited to be here. My name is Nikita. I am the founder of the Travel Agent Collective, and I am a digital content creator. I've been a content creator for the last 10 years.
Awesome. So tell us, how exactly did you get into the business of helping travel professionals?
Right. So launching the Travel Agent Collective has kind of been a really full circle moment for me because I've always been a content creator and a creative. I started a photography business in university, and I was doing weddings back then. And then I transitioned to creating video content and writing. And then I studied communication. So writing is really sort of where I spent most of my space, and of course on social media over the last 7 years, I would say. But a couple of years ago, because when I was in school, I interned for my friend's company. Shout out to Winged Wheel Media. We did traditional video content at the time for travel businesses, but now they've transitioned into doing some really amazing stuff in virtual reality and training travel agents. It's so cool. But a couple of years ago, they approached me and said, hey, we really want to start pitching. We see a gap in the travel industry for our suppliers and tourism authorities with social media. Can you help us pitch? And I said, absolutely, I'd love to do that. And in the process of doing that, I had the opportunity to work really closely with travel advisors. So I got to really understand their challenges when it comes to social media. And social media is my space. It's my jam. It's what I love. That's how I built my first business. And that's what I utilized to grow my first business, was being really effective at creating good, hard-hitting social media content. So taking all of the things that I learned there, and then of course taking my love for creation, I was able to really just put it all together in this beautiful thing called the Travel Agent Collective. So I provide solutions for travel agents to help them streamline their social media content. They get access to a bunch of content that they can use to push out on social media. But on the flip side of that, we also work on their strategy. So it's not just about posting and posting and posting like a hamster on a wheel. It's very strategic, and it's meant to achieve their business goals, which is ultimately, of course, to book more clients, to attract return clients, and all of that great stuff.
I absolutely love it. It is an issue for me. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for me to make sure that I'm putting out the content that my ideal client wants to know. And so when I came across your group, I was so excited. So could you tell us the top 3 things that we can kind of do, basic to kind of get us into the groove of being more strategic about, posting on social media?
Right. The first thing is what you just said, is defining who your target client is. That perfect person who's going to book with you and keep coming back for more. Who are they? What do they look like? What are their interests? Where, what are their pain points, and how can you as a travel agent solve them? Because really at the end of the day, you can post on social media all you want, but if you haven't aligned, your goals with that person, that ideal person, then you're never going to be able to like move along on the process of like, building that relationship with them on social media and then converting them to a client, because your content doesn't reflect who you're actually trying to attract to your business. So it's so important to define your audience first and foremost. The second thing is to define exactly what you want out of your social media, because I think we do get caught up in that. I just need to post. So I'm just going to post and post and post and post. But what do you actually want out of your social media? Is it to book more clients? Is it to grow your email list? What is it that you actually want out of it? And then that helps you to then mirror that and use that to decide what it is you're going to spend your time on social media doing. Because I don't know about you, but we don't all have endless amounts of time to spend on the platform. Of course, we have other businesses or other needs in our business that we need to take care of. So figuring out exactly what you want to achieve, it helps you to sort of like bring things together. The last thing is to make sure that your content is aligned with your goals and with your audience. So what are you putting out there to social media? What does it say to your audience? And is it actually serving you? I see a lot of travel quotes. No hate on travel quotes, but they're one of those. I see a lot of travel quotes and I see a lot of selling. Those are the two main things that I see on social media very consistently from most travel advisors. And then they're like, Nikita, why aren't I getting any bookings? Well, social media is a social platform and it's really there to build that trust and that relationship with people. So the question you want to ask yourself is, my content serving me? Is it showing what I want for my business? Because at the end of the day, you're more than just a travel deal. So you should not just be posting travel deals. The reality is that most people go to a travel advisor, not because they want a travel deal, because they want expertise. They want customer service. They want all these things above and beyond that travel deal. So how do you use your social media to help prove that, right? You need to prove that expertise. So your content needs to be more than just like, I'm going to post a cool travel quote. Think about, does that achieve my goal of really establishing my authority as an agent? Does it achieve my goal of converting that person to like my fan club? So when they're ready to book their travel, they're like, bam, I'm going to that person. Because I don't know about you, but in the last year and a half, I have made so many decisions, buying decisions based on what I've seen on social media. The girl that does my hair, the girl that does my facials, all sorts of things. And it's because those people have been present and in my feed. So when it was time for me to make that buying decision, it was like, no brainer. I know that girl. She's been in my Instagram or my Facebook for the last month and a half, 2 months. So it's like, no problem. We're going to go with her. So how do you as a travel agent show up, consistently and prove that you know what you're talking about, that you're competent, that you really have so much more to offer than just that travel deal? Because really at the end of the day, I don't go to a travel agent because I want a travel deal. I go because I want something above and beyond that. So how do you give that to your audience in the form of your content? Got to align it. Make sure you know who that audience is, define that, and then make sure you're posting stuff that achieves your goals.
I love it. I know on the show I say I love it all the time, but no, I really do, because that is so important to know. You have to know who you're trying to reach and you have to know what your message is. And you're right. A lot of times we get just kind of lost in, I know that I'm supposed to post something and I know that I have to stay present. So I'm just going to post whatever I have, and not having an actual plan and saying, okay, for this week or this week or this month or whatever, that you need to have. So I am so excited to have you on the show and to be able to give that information. But where can they find you?
So they can find me online at travelagentcollective.com or at Travel Agent Collective on Facebook and Instagram. I also have an amazing group of travel advisors. There's over 3,000 of them now in the group that we powwow every single week. So we come together, we are able to share strategy, we're able to share content, and that is the Content Library for Travel Agents. That's the name of the group. So they can find that on Facebook. And I love that group. So I'm super excited. I really want more of you guys to come on, because it's so nice to have different perspectives there and to really share. And it helps me to help more people, because then everyone comes with their problems, I should say, their 99 problems, and we get to solve those 99 problems. So I love it. It's so much fun in there.
I am so grateful to you for seeing that there was an opportunity to help us in this industry really shine and show our ideal client that we are there. Because, if they don't know, then they're not they're not going to book with us. So I appreciate you for really kind of digging in, because that is one of, in my group, that's one of the top 3 things that the travel professionals deal with, and it's a challenge for them. And now they have a solution. So if you are having issues, or you just want a little bit more information about figuring out your social media strategy, definitely look up Nikita. You're awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to hearing more of your podcast episodes, and I'm happy to come on anytime because I'm always up to talk about social media strategy. So I'm here when you need me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the Travel Agent Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Visit thetravelagentpodcast.com for more information about today's episode and other travel agent resources. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. Until next time, continue to build a travel business you love.